increasing day by day. But the source of producing the electricity is becoming lesser and lesser day by day. And also, when the thermal power plants and all, the energy produced, the electricity produced is resulting in lot amount of emissions. So that emissions is affecting the atmosphere. So to overcome this, we have to switch over for this green energy, that is solar energy. And we can install in our houses. Initially the investment cost will be high, but the returns will be low. If you take your vehicles, now the fuel prices for 1 liter is how much? It is around 100 rupees. 100 rupees. In the previous days, for 100 kilometers you have spent 2 liters. The cost of the price of the fuel was 50 rupees. Only 100 rupees you have spent, you have gone for some 100 kilometers and you have come back. But now what happens? For the same 100 kilometers, if you are using the same amount of 2 liters petrol, what is the cost now? 200 rupees. In the earlier period it was 100 rupees. Now 200. The amount has been doubled. But when you are using a electric vehicle, what happens? This 200 rupees, no fuel price will be there. That 200 rupees is saved. But whereas the cost of the vehicle will be, there is some difference. Normal vehicles with IC engines will be around some 70,000 or 80,000 maybe, or 60,000. But whereas the electrical vehicle might be some 1,30,000 like that. For example, so the initial investment cost is 50,000 is the difference. For IC engine based two-wheeler vehicles, it is 2-stroke petrol engine or 4-stroke petrol engine may be around 80,000. For an EV vehicle, it may be 1,30,000. So what is the initial investment cost? 50,000 you are spending more when you are investing. If you take the returns, okay, when you are using a normal IC engine based two-wheeler, if you are traveling for 10,000 kilometers, okay, what is the cost of the petrol charges? Just to make a small calculation. Okay, for 10,000 kilometers, your vehicle is 50 kilometers per liter. Is your mileage. Okay, for 10,000 kilometers, what will be the total fuel required? 10,000 divided by 50. 10,000 divided by 50. How much? 10,000 divided by 50. Can I make a small calculations? $200 liters of petrol is required. Okay, 200 liters of petrol is required. Okay, so make it for 100 rupees, 200 into 100. Just a minute. 20,000 rupees. How much? For a 10,000 kilometer, you are investing fuel price is 20,000. But whereas in EV vehicles, what may the cost of the electricity charge? It may be only around 4,000 or 5,000 rupees. For 10,000 kilometers, you are saving 15,000 rupees. So you are making each, how many kilometers does a two-wheeler travel? Some 50,000 kilometers. Okay. Then what, think about the cost of the fuel? 15,000 into 5. 75,000 you are spending as an fuel price. But what is the difference of your vehicle when you invested? 50,000 rupees is the extra you are going to use for electric vehicle. If you subtract this 50,000, 25,000 is the extra profit for us. This is a small calculation for some 50,000 kilometers. If you are making a traveling some nowadays, you are using for 1 lakh kilometers and all. You are using for 10 years, 15 years. Can think the calculation. How much amount it can be saved. But what the people are thinking is, initially I should invest 1,30,000, it is more. But our bike is some 80,000 only. So 50,000 is less. So so that I can go with the normal vehicle instead of private, like that. But you have to make a calculation like this so that more amount can be. Okay, so this is some of the importance of the standalone PV systems in our domestic purpose also. Okay, thank you.